On the Travelling Trent channel, I want to look at places the train can take you, as well as looking at the trains and stations themselves. This week we look at our first destination, Bowral. If you go into a tourist information centre, you can often find self-guided walking pamphlets. I'll use this pamphlet for the Bowral walking tour. There are 33 stops on the tour, but 3 are optional for the Bradman Museum and Bradman related sites. These can be bypassed if you are not into cricket. The tour starts at the Bowral School of Arts and Hall. The School of Arts was built in 1884. The second story was built in 1913. Apparently, Wingecarribee Shire Council is looking at converting the building into a performance centre. Site 2 on the tour is Stafford Cottage. This building predates the School of Arts. It was built in about 1867 after the railway arrived in Bowral. Site 3 is Bowral Town Hall. In 1886, Bowral was gazetted as a municipal council, and the Bowral Town Hall was built and opened in 1889. Bowral had its own council until 1981, when it merged with Mittagong Council and a Moss Vale Council, which was called Wingecarribee. The Wingecarribee Shire Council name was retained as the Wingecarribee River was important for all 3 councils. Bowral Courthouse is Site 4. Largely built from stone from the local Mount Gibraltar and sandstone, this building was built in 1895. The design of Bowral Courthouse has been attributed to Walter Liberty Vernon, who was a government architect at the time and also designed Sydney Central Station and the Art Gallery of New South Wales. Site 5 is St Andrew's Church and Hall. The brick Presbyterian Church was opened in 1954. However, a Presbyterian church has operated in Bowral since 1890. This gate, known as the Rutherford Gate, was built in 1919. Stop 6, Bowral Police Station. Bowral Police Station and lockup was established in 1887. The station expanded in 1931. Stop 7 and 8 relate to Shepherd Street and Una Street. Shepherd Street was named after Patrick Lindsay Crawford Shepherd, who subdivided this land in 1886 and was known as Upper Bowral at the time. This is also where the tour branches off for the Bradman side tour. 7A is George Bradman House. Site 7B is the Bradman Oval and Bradman International Cricket Hall of Fame. 7C is Bradman House. Time permits me only to visit the Hall of Fame for this leg, as I had an appointment to get to. Don Bradman first played on this oval in 1920 at the age of 12 for Bowral Cricket Club, scoring 29 not out. He was filling in for a missing team member. Site number 9 is Merrygang Street, which is also part of the Upper Bowral estate. which has dwellings from various stages in history. The street included a house which Patrick Shepherd lived in. Corbett Gardens is site number 10. This is the usual site for Bowral's annual Tulip Festival. The park was named after Ada Corbett, who in 1911 lobbied for this area, then known as Denmead's Paddock, to be recognised as a public park. Site 11 is Bowral Fire Station. The land was bought to build a fire station on this site in 1894. The current building was built in 1925. War Memorial Park is site number 12 on the tour. This memorial was erected in 1919 to remember those who had lost their lives in the First World War. It was designed by local architect by the name of Harry Sheaf. Site 13 is views of Mount Gibraltar to the north of Bowral. Site 14 is looking south from the Memorial Park, Bong Bong Street. Bong Bong Street is Bowral's main commercial street. There are historical buildings along the way which are stops on the tour. The Royal Hotel was built in 1878 and was the site of local land site sales. It has been altered over the years, and the last major works were in 1970s. Site 16 is Bowral Post Office. This incarnation of the post office was erected in 1988, but the first post office to be built on this site was in 1887 and extended in 1910. This building was a two-storey building. The clock is the only thing that remains from that building. The Grand Hotel is site number 17. It was opened in 1898 and was originally the most elegant of the hotels in Bowral. Site 19 is the old milk factory building. The New South Wales Fresh Food and Ice Company operated this building until the late 1940s. Then it was purchased by Peter's Milk. Site 20 is the old Berrimah District Farm and Dairy Company Co-op building, which was built in 1895. This dental surgery takes residence of the station master's house. It was built in 1870 after the railway arrived in Bowral in 1867. It is site 21. Somewhere in the distance is apparently site 22, Bowral Brickworks. Apparently the chimney stack of the Bowral Brickworks could be seen from the Hume Highway in Bankstown with binoculars and good weather. Site 23 is Bowral Railway Station. The railway opened in Bowral on the 2nd of December 1867. The building on the southbound platform was opened in 1870. The northbound building was built in 1890. In this area there was a stable which was built around 1860. Corbett Plaza is site 25. It is a popular site for outdoor cafes and shops. This sculpture was designed by Bert Flugelman, who is a local resident and sculptor. Corbett Plaza was closed to traffic in the 1980s. This Peter Alexander shop is the old Commonwealth Bank building, stop 26 on the tour. It was purchased by the Government Savings Bank of New South Wales in 1912. The building converted to the Commonwealth Bank in 1931 when the two banks merged. Site 27 is the Empire Cinema, which was opened in September 1915. It is the longest running commercial cinema in Australia. There were alterations made in 1938, and in the 1980s the main entrance to the cinemas was moved from the front to the side of the building. Bowral Primary School is stop 28 on the tour. A church school was built on the site in 1863 by John Norton Oxley, the first son of explorer John Oxley. The site was sold to the Council of Education in 1867. The Council of Education demolished the original buildings in 1895. The current buildings on this site were built in 1891 and 1897. This is another site relating to cricketing legend Donald Bradman. The Don apparently went here between 1913 and 1922. I wonder if Bowral Primary School was a central school back then. There are markets at Bowral Public School on the second Saturday of each month. Stop 29 is St Simon and St Jude's Church, Hall and Rectory. After the church school was transferred to the Council of Education, this church was built in 1874. The organ in this building was built by Sydney organ specialist Charles Richardson and was installed in 1900. Last stop in the tour is the Uniting Church, which was built in 1928. This takes you back to the School of Arts. At this point it is time for me to head home from Bowral. Trains depart from Campbelltown to Bowral at least once an hour during weekdays. However, during weekends the timetable may have gaps of 2 hours between trains, so it would be wise to check train times on the Transport for New South Wales website. I have linked the walking tour map below if you would like to experience Bowral for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below which town I should do a destinations video on next. Bye.